Porter beers.
I'm still working on mine. Here,
Oh, you grabbed me that one? You grabbed me one of those?
yeah.
I thought you were going to grab me one of the other ones.
Do you want one of the other ones?
Look at this. I don't think this is going to be horrible beer. I bet you this is horrible beer.
This probably tastes like fucking Guinness, dude.
Can you grab me one of those glasses?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. It's a stout. I mean, it's the nitro. The really important thing to remember is to not talk over the theme song. Okay? It's something that now that the podcast is back, people have been championing it.
I am super duper
I
cereal.
know that they don't want us to talk over the theme song. No, I'm nobody. I haven't heard anything from anybody. But the point is, people really don't like when we talk over the theme song. So that's this new iteration of the podcast where we can actually be in the room together now. We're not talking over the theme song.
This is going to be a horrible beer.
Good Lord. It's going to taste like Guinness, dude. Chill. So this is weird. So we're live. This is weird, dude.
Live.
It's weird.
But we can do this.
Yeah, we can hug now. So, don't forget about your mic, by the way.
I'm prepared.
Okay.
This I'm not prepared for this beer.
It looks frothy.
All right, yeah, you know what? Let's say it. Murphy's
Yep.
Imperial Stout draft style. I don't know why I thought
It's
it was
going to
going
take a second to...
Oh,
It's
yeah.
going to taste exactly like Guinness. It's going to be smooth and unoffensive. That's what Guinness is.
That's what Guinness is.
Yeah. So we're back. We're back finally. This is super weird, dude. This is so strange.
It's so strange, right?
I'm used to having looking at
Looking
a
at
screen and
so when you're sitting here, it's different
it's
now.
so different, man.
But this is the way it should be done.
This is the way it should be
This is
done.
the way it should be done all the time
We're gonna
because
have to
this
get used
is
to it.
Yeah, well, this is the thing too. Is like I said to you, man, it's gonna be. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's get right into stuff.
So, our topic.
No topics. God damn it. Just
Topics were your idea.
topics. I
remember
thought
that.
were a decent idea, but I meant them loosely.
Yeah, well, whatever. We'll find out what feels right. It's going to be different sitting here together anyway.
Exactly. All right. So the topic was.
So the topic was
gross crap that animals.
yeah,
do.
gross shit that animals do, and some of
Crap,
it
dude.
actually involves shit and crap.
Just poopy.
And other
and
bodily
crap.
fluid. Poopy. Yep, there's poopy involved. Number 2. So I looked up like a bunch of just random facts. None of these particularly have a story behind them, as far as I can tell.
Dude, I'm gonna to be honest with you. The best part about this is gonna be when I hand you my
Notes?
notes, and you're. It's Charlie Day style. Like
Really?
they're bad, dude. They're so bad. But I know
Like
that
the
I probably
penmanship or just
the
like
penmanship and the way that they're written down. But when I read them, it's gonna make me giggle, and I know that I'm gonna have like 5 to 10 minutes on any of them.
Yeah, well,
Easily.
I hope we don't. I know. All right, so I know. Yeah, I know one of yours. So it's my same first one. So one of the first. If you don't already know, vultures are fucking gross, fucking creatures.
They're horny.
What we kind of know them for is eating like dead shit.
Scraps.
Yeah, just being fucking scavengers,
bottom
scroungers,
feeders.
bottom feeders. They're just gross. They're very ugly
Like
on top
lobster.
of it all.
We should start eating vultures, bro. Bro, what if?
Maybe they'll be a delicacy the way lobsters are. Lobsters are giant ocean bugs,
Giant ocean bugs.
and I don't
And
get the
we-
fascination. But
Anyway,
whatever.
I don't know.
But the grossest thing, cheers. The grossest thing that vultures do is
They fucking puke on
Yeah.
their own feet
right
for a multitude of reasons.
a multitude. I thought there was one reason.
What is your one reason? Because I'm going to tell you the other.
Because they don't have sweat glands, so they puke on themselves, and then as the moisture evaporates, they cool down on their legs
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. You know the other reason?
for fun.
No, because they're constantly stepping in decaying matter
Okay.
with tons of bacteria, and their stomach
By their stomach, like,
biome kills.
really, the bacteria and the acid and stuff.
Yes,
kills
dude.
The
It's
shit that could
also
hurt
like
them.
an antibacterial thing that they're constantly putting on
That's
themselves.
insane.
Okay.
Only on their feet.
Only on their feet, but it's because they're standing in it all the time. Think
Wow.
about if they actually found a kill and there was a kill there.
So clear
and
way.
this is what they were going to do. They're standing there. They're just eating the decaying meat. They'll just sit there and scavenge and scavenge and scavenge. They're standing.
They're standing in some
muck.
of the most vile shit.
Vile stuff there is, dude. Stomach
they're
acid.
like-
they're standing in stomach acid.
So they have to come at it with something even more vile.
More vile.
That's
So they're
fucked
just
up.
like, boink, boink. It's
Ugh.
gross.
Imagine if you had to vomit on yourself. That's what's gonna happen with these.
I
We're
can't-
gonna say imagine if you did what this was happening.
this
okay?
animal was
So
doing.
imagine
Okay.
if you're like, yo, fucking
Well, no,
blazing
all
out.
right.
Yo, it's blazing out today, bro. Oh, hold on. And you just puke.
Humans
you just
do it
rub
for a
it.
different
You just
reason.
rub it all in your body, and you're like, oh, that's so much better. I feel so much better now that I
This is the
threw
way-
up on my
this is
body.
exactly what
Like,
I've needed this
oh,
whole
I
time.
I did eat carrots earlier. Yeah. and the vomits all in your like armpit hair, all crusted
And you're
in
just
there.
sitting there and you're just like, it's okay.
And you
'cause
feel it
it's-
drying on your skin, and you're like, "Oh, this is great! I'm so happy that I can do this. I feel so good. Hey, you want to
I'm
go for
so
a
happy
swim?
that we're
no,
doing this.
no, I can't. I can't go for a swim, man. I'll wash the vomit off. I need it right now. And,
Oh my
How
God.
much we would stink all the time.
All the time.
And vultures, at least vultures have a fairly consistent diet. They're just eating like rotting meat all the time.
Well,
But,
they'll
like, we
eat other
all-
stuff too, I would assume, right? It's gotta not be only only the worst scraps and everything like that.
Well, I mean, the whole point is they have an ecological niche that's what they eat. If they could,
They're
they can't hunt.
scavengers.
There's
They
other
just-
things. They're not hunters.
They're not
you
hunters.
know?
You're right. Okay, you ready for the next thing too that was crazy about them that I figured out, or not? Yeah, I figured out that I found.
I am
figured
ready.
out none of the information I brought to the table today.
None of this is from field study,
None
by the
of
way. Yeah.
this is from field study. They don't have feathers on their heads, and the way that their heads are, and the
Okay.
design of their like neck, that's all
Mhm.
skin all the time.
Yeah.
It's so they can get in to all the dead stuff
Oh, like bury their head into
without
like...
bacteria getting into their feathers.
Oh.
So they're like, we don't need this anymore. We'll just tuck our head back and fly.
Whoa.
And then when we land, we're gonna go like this, so we can get into like. Think
Ugh.
about it going into rib cages and
Yeah,
ripping
like
meat
getting
out
in
from
there
the
and just-
inside. Just,
yeah. Oh,
it's from
gross.
constantly rubbing their head onto crevices that they're getting their head into
So maybe
to
they...
feed.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like,
how that
oh.
genetically, like that's evolved,
Oh,
Jake.
okay,
That's
I
an evolved
misunderstood.
thing.
Okay,
That's not from
wow.
each. It's as far as I know. That's
Yeah.
they're like, no, we don't need this because this is what we do.
That's bananas, dude.
So think about that. Think about being a species of things that evolved into that where you're just like, no, we don't need
Yeah,
it.
just put... Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I wonder... I don't
Now it's like women are all women shave. All women shave.
You
Everything.
think eventually they're gonna not have it?
I don't know. Do you
I
think
don't
that's
think
possible?
it works that way. 'Cause
Could it
doesn't
not?
It doesn't create
A less need for
an
it.
advantage. It doesn't give you any sort of advantage. And it doesn't affect your genetics to shave your hair. Like your body doesn't know that your hair's not there. I mean, it doesn't affect you in any way. It's just purely aesthetic.
Yeah.
Whereas with them, they're like avoiding collection of bacteria
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
true.
So they're more likely to survive.
Well, nowadays it's to
because
attract a mate.
the vulture thing.
No, the shaving thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you see women in the supermarket and you're like, oh, that
I
woman
wonder.
over by the apples has no bush, so I'm attracted to her. I think things.
That's an
I
extremely
think,
valid point.
I think you're already
I realized
mating.
the
I
error
think you're
in
already
my
mating.
ways.
Yeah, you're mating.
I
by
realized
the,
the
time
error
you
of
know.
my ways. Valid point. Stupid statement. Agreed. Imagine though. Imagine if that's how it was. Everybody was just naked in the supermarket all the time.
Yeah,
There's places
that'd
like
be
that. There's
wild.
got to be towns out there.
Well, the Whole Foods wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't be able to keep their nice, beautiful displays because
How about-
dudes and their boners would be walking by and like knocking
Just
shit
knocking
over,
shit.
hitting that apple on the corner. That's like the cornerstone of the display. There's just,
Dude, I've walked through a Whole Foods one time.
Mhm.
One time I've been to a Whole Foods and I'm like, this place is no.
it's too nice.
No. You know what it is? Yes, it is.
I don't
want
want to take it. I don't want to touch anything.
I don't want to turn around and go back from where I came.
because I wish want to.
It's a flow against like the river.
Oh, because there's so many people.
The design and the way that those stores are built, dude,
Yeah.
is to make you flow through.
Yeah, but all
I'm-
all grocery stores are designed that way.
Nah,
Whole Foods is probably
yeah.
more on top of it though, and now that they're owned by Amazon.
Listen, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. I felt like there was a legitimate like.
Which one was it?
It was the one in Berlin.
There's no one in Berlin.
Yeah, there is. Or
No, there isn't.
Newington. Newington.
Nope.
It's around there. It's on the turnpike. It's on the turnpike. Newington. Yeah, it's
What
over
else
there.
is around? What other towns are around there? Because it wasn't. I used to know where
New
all.
Britain. I just told you where they were. I just said the 2 towns right next
There's
to
not
it.
a Whole Foods in any of those towns you listed.
Anyway,
Anyways,
so I went to Whole Foods there, dude. And I felt like it was a river, and I didn't want to
Well,
go against the flow
well,
of people because but now that you say that, dude, it would make sense, man. Because if I was the only guy walking with a boner, dude, the
Yeah,
opposite way against the river,
yeah, your boner's getting stubbed.
you're gonna get a stubbed
You get a
boner.
stubbed boner in Whole
Stubbed
Foods.
boner.
Nobody
And
wants
right
a
in
stubbed
Whole
boner.
Foods.
Not even.
Not only in public, but in Whole Foods. And then what happens, dude? Once the river knocks you over, you just keep.
Yeah,
you know?
you're not.
You don't
what
know
are
which
gonna-
way's up or down, dude. It's gonna
Yeah,
be pointing all over the
yeah,
place.
You lose sight of where the sun is, and yeah.
I didn't even think of that, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. I don't know how we got here, but I don't mind it.
Anyway, I have
Vultures.
one other bird, and it also involves vomiting. It's a bird called the fulmar, and it's kind of like a seagull. It's like a seafaring bird, and apparently it has a way that it can. It's it somehow due to the things that it eats. I guess I don't know what it eats specifically, but something about its stomach. A lot of what's left behind in its stomach is like waxy, fatty substances from the stuff that it eats. So I imagine it's like a carnivore. So there's a lot of like fats and like, things of that texture, like slimy, greasy, like
bacon.
waxy
I picture
texture.
bacon.
Yeah, right, yeah. Picture
You
if
just
you rent
described bacon to me, and I don't think I want to eat it
anymore.
anymore.
So anyway, so it has this.
Damn it!
It has this ability in its body to vomit this stuff up. And one of the purposes of it is as a food source for like its young and stuff. But one of the things it can do with it is if it's being attacked by something, maybe like a larger bird or something, or like fighting with something, it can vomit this shit up onto it.
In it now.
Yeah, and it can it's all gunky and shit, and it like gets caught up. So if it gets it onto another bird, it can get all fucked up in its feathers, and it won't be able to fly, and it'll be stuck on the surface of the sea and can.
What did I just recently see?
I'm not sure how much
that?
of that is extrapolation of the idea that I read, but a lot of it is like the idea was that it can fuck up another bird's life by puking on it
By
because
puking on it.
the structure of the fact that a feather is splayed out and
splayed
flat
out is why it can catch everything. It's
exactly.
such a
So if it starts getting all gunked up and caught together, it can't fly
surface
right.
area for
Yeah,
surface area
exactly.
to
and it's
weight.
heavier.
Yeah.
It's weight that it can't drop.
What the
and it can
hell
kill
did I
another
just
bird.
see, dude? It was about a freaking bird. Or it was about a plant. It's a plant. It's a plant that actually birds go towards because of the seeds in them. But the fact when they go into it, there's some kind of sticky substance that sticks to their wings and stuff, just like that.
Oh.
And then if it's overwhelming for the bird and it kills the bird's body decomposes and
puts
it's
nitrogen
and it's
into the
nitrogen
plant,
into this.
yeah.
I was just like,
that was
what
on
is that?
was on Planet Earth.
Planet
It was
Earth.
on
I think
Planet
it was
Earth.
on Planet Earth. What
It was
an
a-
amazing show.
Dude, oh yeah. For anybody listening, if you haven't seen Planet Earth, and Planet Earth 2 is equally amazing.
Yeah, they're all
And Planet
they're
Earth
so
2 actually has an episode about cities and animals that have adapted to cities, like the monkeys in India and like.
Oh yeah, that's
dude,
right.
it's
I've heard
so
about stuff
sick,
like
dude.
that.
Oh my god, the thing. One of the most hilarious fucking moments of me watching that show is these monkeys that are just like bounding over like not mountaintops, building rooftops and like just parkour,
Going amok?
just parkour, dude. And I just thought of the episode of The Office where they're just like parkour and they're just doing shit, bro. And I'm just looking at these monkeys in my head. They're just going parkour, parkour. And the monkeys are legit doing parkour.
They're just doing parkour, but it's
they're
just
being
natural.
monkeys.
They're
Yeah,
being
because they're
monkeys.
so much more athletic than a human is. They can just
See, that's one of the
swing,
things.
you know.
Like you think about it though, dude, is the evolution of us like living in the building that we're in right now, dude. That's what makes me question evolution in the aspect of like how long animals have been around, all these different animals all around the planet and everything like that. Why did we start building buildings?
because it gave us an advantage to survive better.
Yeah.
You know, because really,
Why do we feel like we needed a building?
for shelter, because we're ill-equipped to deal with our environment, with our bare bodies. That's really the problem with humans, is that we are not equipped.
Look at how
Isn't it beautiful?
much better you just poured that beer in comparison to me. I had to do it double time.
I know how to pour beer.
Well, why the fuck didn't you say something to me when I was pouring mine like an ass?
I don't know. You
What
drink
the
way more beer than I do. I would think that if
I
anybody
don't drink like
Whatever,
beer
dude.
that I want to see poured like that every time, dude. That looks like a damn root beer float, man.
Yeah, right.
I was impressed. Cheers to that, huh?
Cheers.
Screw
But
yourself.
yeah, so humans, you know, if you just threw a naked, even the most like physically well equipped person you can think of, throw them out in the woods naked, and see how much they can get done or how well they survive. Not much. They have to start using tools immediately. Most other animals, no other animals use tools at all. Like some of them use like a stick for like some apes use like a stick for some shit. But there's like
That's
some
to like scrape shit out of
some
stuff.
some birds use tools a little bit.
Why?
But we're
is
so
that, dude?
it's just the path that it took. We started, you know. I mean,
Why
they
such
think
a big step? Well,
they think that chimpanzees may have entered the Stone Age.
No, they definitely are in the Stone
Well, it's
Age.
hard to say because how does that we don't know how the transition happens.
Yeah, they're not wrapping sticks around rocks yet to make an axe.
Right, but they're using like rocks to break stuff like regularly.
I still use rocks to break stuff sometimes regularly.
Yeah, well, you can go back. You know, it's just the question is how fast.
Do you really think that they're going to evolve to that point? How long? Well, like how? What do you think? That transition? They're like how?
I don't like.
Because why
beer.
wouldn't it be?
It tastes like shit compared to the beer I was just drinking.
That's why I said, why did you give me this?
Well, you bought it anyway.
I don't know what I expected.
Yeah,
I don't with that.
I would have took one look at that and known that it's a Guinness, you know, analog. It's Guinness. It's Guinness beer. It's called Murphy's, and it's in a tall boy can, and it's imported stout draft style. That's exactly what Guinness is. It's okay. It's not a big deal.
Listen,
We have bigger fish to fry.
yeah.
Speaking of fish, the hagfish is one of the animals that I have on my list.
The hagfish. I can't think of what a hagfish is.
It's like a slimy eel fucking thing. It's like a big long fish that burrows into dead. It's another scavenger.
Yeah.
It's another scavenger. Actually, I feel like scavengers are some of the grossest fucking animals.
They are. They're the grossest animals.
Yeah, because they have all these weird, like, the thing that fucks me up the most about these animals is that they literally like climb. Like, I'm just picturing like a hyena, like climbing inside a fucking like dead elephant's body
And
and
just
just climbing
eating it.
inside it and being inside it and just being like
Engorge itself
so
and just
happy
meat on the
and
inside.
just eating the insides of an elephant just covered in just dead elephant guts.
Dude.
Dude.
Nature
And
is
they crawl
metal.
in. They go in, and you know what the softest part, the easiest way to get into a corpse if you're going to try and climb inside?
The
Balloon
eyes.
knot. The
Oh,
asshole.
butthole.
Yeah, I mean, an
they
elephant's
just
got a
break the
huge
animals
butthole.
apart from the backside.
Yeah, dude, they just go in from the butthole with their face because they're with their wedge-shaped face of a hyena.
Yeah, but it's not like a hyena can actually jump inside while it's still alive.
Yeah, but a hyena's, they're not like hunters, really. They just eat shit that's already down.
It's already
You know
down.
what I mean? They're not equipped to hunt. That's like
They'll eat anything, though. That's the point, though. They'll eat anything.
they'll eat anything, right? But if it's
Oh,
up
look
to
at
them,
you, just thinking about going in for the backside, huh? Jeez Louise, dude. Why don't you pull back a little bit? First live thing we're doing together in person?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's
Oh,
like, what am I
man.
gonna? So it's either I get on Tinder or I.
It's all right.
I get on Tinder or I.
You might as well start at the top.
make it
Start at
cl-
the top.
make it
You
clear
understand
what
what you want, folks? He's going for it. No subjects.
Hey, dude, eating ass is hot right now.
Head no feathers to get in it.
Okay, Charlie.
Okay?
No feathers
The
to
first
get-
one, vulture's feet puke to cool. Bacteria fighting. Bacteria fighting. Legit. That's what it looks like. Wait till you see how to read this. No, the next one, dogs, people, placenta eating?
It's just like Charlie would write me. Dogs, people, placenta eating. That's pretty
Right?
gross.
It's a pretty quick, but this is the
Okay.
thing though. But this is the thing is, you know what? Like I was just watching something the other day and it was like talking about how people don't really take advantage of like certain organs if they're hunting something. Everybody gets rid of certain things, but it's like a lot of people don't eat the liver. Liver's supposed to be chocked full of nuts. You know what I mean?
And by
Tons-
nuts, you mean nutrients.
nutrients,
Gotcha.
obviously. For people that don't know
Newts is that
there
nuts?
aren't almonds inside of it, which is obviously possible.
You got a lot to learn.
You got a lot to learn,
You're a
and
pro-
you're
yeah.
you're not on my wavelength anyway.
Yeah, definitely not. But for the record, nuts.
Stop being so literal.
Nuts could be short for nutrients. Really figuring shit out on this show, dude.
TM.
Yeah, right? Copyright that.
Yeah.
Chock full of nuts means
Trademarked.
nutrients.
Super
Anyway.
cereal.
So, anyway, the hagfish. This beer's not good. The hagfish
It's not. It's like fucking
is
water.
another one of those animals that burrows into a dead thing. But a hagfish will, like, just straight live inside it. Like, a hagfish will come across, like, a dead whale carcass and just, like, spend the next month inside it. Just eating and shitting and living.
How's it breathing and all that? How is it the evolution of that animal to survive? And
It's
all the
underwater.
things.
It's moving around. There's water passing over its gills. It gets oxygen. It's a fish.
Yeah, it just comes back out. Oh, imagine it like in the whale, and then it's just like slowly coming out for air.
It might do that. It might just go out and shake its head around.
It's probably
and
just goes and
get
just
some oxygen. Yeah.
swims out. Can just. Oh, dude, really? Is that what they do?
Yeah, and they're fucking covered in like a thick slime. And if you like fuck with one of them, they produce like a shit ton of the slime. So I imagine that part of the slime is dual
picture,
purpose.
like,
it allows them to
The
slither in.
the webbed finger move.
Yeah, it allows them to slither into a carcass very easily. Yeah, right.
Like,
Fuck,
dude.
fuck. It won't fucking shit. That's how you'd have to do it. Or if you I mean, imagine with a if you picked up a hagfish and like tried to squeegee the slime off it, you could just do it indefinitely, like forever.
No, I would.
Well, it uses.
Die. You'd probably
It
kill
would.
it.
Yeah, it
Eventually.
probably would just die.
You
right?
or it would die.
Yeah.
Eventually, one of the two would be over.
Regardless,
if forever, if you were doing it forever,
all things considered, one of
One
you is
of
going to
you's gonna
die
die.
before the other.
Yeah.
For sure.
for sure,
That's a very good point.
100%.
100%.
If you're doing it forever, indefinitely.
Indefinitely, yeah.
Okay.
Write
On
that
to
down.
my next point.
You don't have anything else written.
You're absolutely
yeah,
right.
The placenta thing. We should probably talk about that. I think dogs. I think many animals eat the placenta.
I think-
after they
yeah,
give
I think
birth.
so.
Like many of
Many
them.
animals.
And I think a lot of them eat it. I think now, of course, there's a lot of nutrients in the placenta, but I don't think that's why a lot of animals eat it. I think a lot of animals eat it so they don't give predators like a fucking
A
super
reason
hot
to
spot of scent. Because a lot of predators are like, if they find a baby, like no question they're eating the baby. So a big pile of placenta and like birthing fluid is going to be a beacon for a predator. So they eat it. And,
They
like, try
eat
to
it and get away.
and
Get
then
okay.
move, and
I
then,
can.
like, go to
I
a new
can.
spot.
I can see that. I can see that. And that is not. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
I'm pretty
That
sure
makes
that's
sense.
the case with a lot of animals
right.
that do that.
So people.
People
There's got to
do
be
it.
extreme amount of nutrients.
People
in
do it because
Placenticles?
they're
I've
fucking
heard of people.
crazy.
People are crazy. Yeah, but do you not think that there's nutrient in it? There's
Yeah.
got to be an extreme amount of nutrient in it, just like breast milk.
Joe, it's 2018. Ain't nobody drinking breast milk. Ain't nobody eating their placenta unless you're fucking crazy and you think there's something weird you need to prove to yourself or the world or something, dude. You don't need to eat a placenta. There's plenty of other nutrients out there, man. Because if it's so nutritious, then you'd be seeking out other people's placentas to eat. You know what I mean? No fucking
Write
way.
it down.
No way, dude. Like, if that's your thing,
So
then it's your
no.
thing. But
that's a solid no.
solid no.
Solid pass. Okay. I'll talk to Lauren about it.
Yeah, if you guys
The other thing, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you guys are gonna have another baby, I would discourage.
I'm not. Honestly didn't
The
even enter the
placenta
idea.
eating.
I don't know why that came down, but that's whether I really realized what it was. Joe, when he bred his huskies, yeah, I hear him yelling. Oh, he's pissed. He must be getting a diaper change. We are downstairs in my basement right now. My kid is doing something.
He's like 2 and what is he, like 25, 26? No, what did he turn 2?
He's 2 and 3 months
2
or
and 3
something.
months, yeah.
March. Dogs, Joe told me this, that dogs
Eat poop.
eat their puppies' poop.
Why?
His huskies were like,
Well, a lot of dogs eat poop.
when they were feeding, no, but it was like, no. Joe was like, dude, you like don't need to clean up after the mother. When the dogs were at the teat,
Yeah.
he was like,
When
you
they're
don't need to
nursing.
clean up.
Does the dog eat its own shit too, or just the puppy shit?
I don't know. I didn't get into that deep, dude. It was grossing me out from the rip.
Yeah, I'm pretty grossed
I don't
out
want
by
to
that.
think it, you know what I mean? Like, so that was really the thing. And I want to fact check that.
Speaking of gross animals, I really don't understand how people have like a legit poop fetish.
I don't understand that
I
either.
really cannot wrap my head
don't
around
understand
it
it.
because there's a lot of fetishes
I
that
feel
I'm
like that's
I don't.
a thing. I feel like a fetish is making up fake fetishes, and that I'm hoping that that's one of them.
I don't know, man. Because
People really like to get shit on, dude.
yeah, and they like to
I
eat
want-
it, like put it in their mouth and stuff.
Oh, I don't understand that. Why?
I could see there's a lot of fetishes. I'm not gonna like go down a list, but there's many fetishes that I can understand. That I'm like, you know what? I guess I can see how somebody could see that that's sexy. But but human shit
Yeah, but dude, there's
is so far from anything even in the realm
Jake,
of anything sexual.
There are people that are. Wasn't there a woman that married a Ferris wheel? There was some woman that married
bro.
a Ferris wheel or
Yeah,
something.
you're right.
You know what I'm saying? I think
Might
I
have been a
remember
guy.
seeing that.
Might have been a guy.
No, it was a
No?
woman. It was a woman that said she fell
I know
in love with a
exactly.
Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
I heard about that, dude. So Jake, like how?
people are just fucked up. I mean, like what is it like one?
What
in,
kind of glitch?
One in
is
every
that in
one in like
evolution?
every 50 people is like a legit psychopath. Like legit psychopath.
Yeah, but what? How can we judge psychopath now? How many people don't act on it? How many more people are not acting on it because of repercussions?
No, it's fine that they're not acting on it. I'm just saying that like people that have like legit fucked up shit going on with their brain are everywhere.
Dude, is
Everywhere. Like think about driving down the highway and how many cars go by you in the other direction.
Well, dude, that's one
How
of the
many
things I've always
how
thought
many
about.
legit crazy ass people are definitely going by you.
Yeah, but don't you think anybody can be crazy in the wrong situations? Don't you think that
No.
there's no? Do you don't think that there's an animalistic side of you that in a certain situation, dude, your actions would cause you to do something beyond what your understanding could be? In any split second situation, you don't think that you don't have like a fight or flight?
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking
You're
about
talking
people
about
who are
straight
just
up,
straight
like-
disconnected from reality. Yeah, people who are like yeah, people like I don't think there's any situation in which I could be dangerous to the people that have shown me love and cared, like people that I love. You know what I mean? I don't think that I could ever be dangerous to those people.
Yes, I agree with
But
you.
I think that there are a lot of people who aren't incapable of making those
disassociate.
connections, so could be dangerous to anyone.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And maybe that
that's
same part
probably
of your
what-
brain.
Do you really think? Well, this is the thing, though. Too is you got to think about how many people there are, especially nowadays, dude. Is I feel like there's so many more introverts than there's ever been. It's very, very, very easy to not want to be social with people. You can be social through text messages, phone calls alone are very not. You're not really being sociable.
And the problem is, being an introvert is pretty great.
It's extremely great. That's an
Pretty
affair.
great.
Like
You
I
don't have to do
really
shit.
like
You don't
hanging
have to talk to
out.
anybody. You
Nobody
can just
else is
binge on
around
Netflix
us right now.
But it's really hard to get laid when you're an introvert. It's really hard to feel a sense of community when you're an introvert.
That's the thing. You know that whole
know?
like it takes a village thing.
Yeah,
I
right.
legitimately think that works for everybody forever.
It definitely does. Well, it's the essence of-
Society, we're pack animals. We've always been pack
Yeah,
animals, but the
exactly.
problem
Yeah.
is our pack is so fucking big.
It's so
it doesn't
big,
matter.
dude.
You
Yeah.
have such an exponential amount of people that you can interact with on a regular basis.
It's
that
hard
you
to
can-
decide who you
and
want to
who
make
you
personal
really need to
connections
take time
with.
for.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
yeah.
too much.
That's true.
Too much. This interaction. This interaction.
So
this interaction.
giraffes will drink each other's pee to see if they're ovulating. That's pretty gross.
That's not as gross as the shit fetish, though.
No, I think we set the bar too high too early. But
You know?
I got some good ones to wrap it up with, so we'll get there.
What do you mean wrap it up with?
When we get to the point where
I feel like we just started this.
I don't know.
I'm slighted, and now I don't want to do anything.
Cool.
Cool. We're done now.
Perfect.
We're done here. Thanks for joining us.
But
Another
yeah,
episode, first live. Oh,
a male giraffe, if he approaches a female giraffe,
He'll go in with
is
the lick.
and is curious if she is ovulating.
Is it on the ground afterward?
No, he drinks it right out of
Straight
the
up.
vag, dude.
So he's already coming at her, dude. So that's
And
probably.
she's like, beep.
all right. Well, this is
And
my.
then she's
sauce.
like, I'm not ovulating. Taste my pee, because she can't say like, hey man, listen.
But did she tell somebody that that's what she's doing? How do
she
we
told
know?
the scientists.
She told the sign. Okay.
They're like, hey, why are you peeing in that dude's mouth? And she's like, I'm trying to tell him it's not the right time of month.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you in a couple.
So, but
weeks.
that's still the male giraffe's decision to
yeah.
go in.
Yeah, and it's not. It's because like, listen, if the only way for you to get
That's a
laid
gross
was
thing
to
for
drink
people
some
to do.
pee, you're gonna be drinking.
You're
pee.
gonna be drinking.
and it would be totally normal.
And you were absolutely
If that was part of the
100%.
deal, if like you go to the club and you're like dancing with this chick and you're like, "Yo, what's good?" and she's like, "Yo, you want to come back to my apartment?" And then,
yeah, dude.
and then you get in the bathtub and she squats over you and she pees in your mouth.
No, this is the thing though. Is I feel
and
like
that's the only series of events that leads up to you getting laid. That's what would be happening.
But that's not to get laid.
You'd have a room in your house dedicated to it.
That would be specifically for procreation.
Right, and it would be lined with rubber sheets and like with a drain in the middle of the room.
I feel like that it wouldn't be in the shower then. It's too much water, dude. It would be like all sophisticated. It'd be all sophisticated with like little.
The
snifters.
bathtub could double as the pee spot, for sure.
Yeah, we would be over it. How do
The
you?
water-
Well, why wouldn't she just come out and present it to you?
Present what? Some pee?
Her urine.
I mean, I think the key is you got to get it right from the source because it's still warm. You know, it hasn't been infected
period.
with
Air and
local
and
bacteria.
yeah,
like,
you're right.
you know what I mean?
You legit
It's
just
just-
gotta go in.
Yeah, you just got to go in.
I don't.
know?
Yeah, you know what? Well, yeah, I would. I'd do it. I'd do it. People are more important than giraffes. We got to keep us going.
It's
Dude.
the only way to get laid.
It's because. It's,
You know. But now the real question is, if it's you and one other if you and a female, and you're the only two people on the planet, and you got to repopulate, and she's like, "Listen, the only way I'm fucking is if I get the shit in your mouth." What do you do? What do you do?
Why did you?
What do
go
you do?
here? Listen, man.
What do you do?
Listen.
For sure, you kill yourself, right? It's
She
not
went to
happening.
school for it.
The
Lauren
human-
is very good, and she knows
human race
certain
is done.
doctors that you can go and talk to, and maybe get past the shit fetish that you have going in through the elephant's asshole, dude.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to normalize a shit fetish. So when it comes out that I have a shit fetish, it's
Okay.
not that big a deal.
But
Because,
that's
like, I already talked
it's all
about
right.
it a bunch
You
of
know
times.
what? All right. Okay, then that's fine. That's understandable. But like right in your mouth, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Well, how's she gonna taste it? I mean, again, you got to get it while it's still warm.
Did you have anything else besides giraffe? I actually am the one that wrote down poop
And
first.
my eyes keep
keep
landing
going
on her,
to it.
and I think that's why
I'm actually the one that did that. And the record will show that. So good for you. I'm going to flip this over
It's probably a good idea.
because
I don't know if I'm gonna get past the poop thing. Yo, do you know about
curiosity has been
You know
piqued.
about McAfee antivirus program?
That sounds
the guy,
like
the guy who
computer
invented
thing?
it.
No,
John
I have
McAfee.
no noises.
So this guy John McAfee invented the McAfee antivirus, and he went to. Are you finishing my beer?
I'm going to finish your beer.
That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're going to take the other two outside and we're going to
shoot
kill them.
Yeah. So he sells the antivirus software and makes
I'm going to
like
start peeing in this. This is how I'm going to flush my
it'll
toilet.
make it taste better if you peed in it, probably.
It's not that
He
bad.
sells his antivirus software for like a fuck ton of money and moves to like Guatemala or some shit, and like basically builds, I don't know. He basically starts running this small town in like Guatemala or something. But there's a documentary about him where apparently he hired a bunch of women. He set up a hammock and cut a hole in it, and these women would sit on the hammock and just shit into his mouth, and that's all they
he
did. That's it. And the interviewer's like, "Did you ever have like vaginal intercourse with him?" And they were like, "No. They just wanted me to shit in his mouth. He just wanted me to shit in his mouth." And they're like, "Really?"
Jake, that's got to be made
She's
up.
like, "Yeah, it was kind of weird. There was like 3-4 different women that are like that are like, yeah, it was weird at first, but like I don't know, he paid a lot of money and that's all he wanted, so I don't know, what's the big deal?"
What? Yeah, I did. You know, I did some crazy things back in my day.
Being on that end of it,
What do you care? What
if
do you
someone's
care?
like, "Yo, 10 grand to shit in my mouth," show me
your money, dude.
No
Show me your
problem,
money, dude. I'll shit in your
But
mouth.
if someone's like 10 grand for me to shit in your mouth, I think I could do without the 10 grand.
Wait, they're gonna pay you 10 grand, and they're gonna shit in your mouth?
Yeah.
Not a chance in hell.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nope. I am good.
Maybe like 50 grand.
Nope. No.
Well, I
Um.
think you and I have a little bit different perspective on.
Yeah, it would
I'm
have to
right
be for somebody to want to shit in my mouth. Nah,
What's
I would
the
need
number?
like
What's the number?
$2 million.
That's pretty high, man.
It's-
You would do it
yeah.
for 100 grand?
Nope.
You don't think 100 grand?
No.
You don't have
100
to eat,
grand, dude.
You don't have to eat it.
Listen.
They shit in your mouth, you spit it out. 100 grand, you wouldn't do that? What do you do? Throw up for a little while?
No, because how are you going to judge? How do you know, dude? I don't even know what kind of shit I'm going to have until I have it, dude. Listen,
100
dude,
grand.
100 grand. Listen, dude, for 100 grand, if I had a guarantee that it was a solid, like
a number 4.
and I could,
Yeah.
and it's out, gag, puke,
Right.
couple quick clear outs, dude. Do you want to take a chance that someone's going to say, I'm going to shit on you? If I'm going to be the person paying 100 grand to shit in somebody's mouth,
Yeah, you used Taco Bell for weeks leading up to it, for sure.
I'm fucking backing a punch, dude. I want to make sure that when I can't stand it. I'm paying $100,000.
Make it a good one.
I'm gonna drink a lot of water, and I'm gonna go to Kegel butthole practice for at least a month. Butthole Kegels for like a month, bro. And then when it's time, I'm gonna be like, all right, dude, yo.
You're earning your fucking money.
This is the thing, though. The poor guy that's ready, dude, I might have my driver be like, dude, you run and you give him this money now. I am coming at him butthole first. Like, you know what I mean? Would you be mad, though, dude, if it got so bad? Like, because now all of a sudden I've realized, I'm like, dude, all right, man. Wait
Here's the thing.
Real quick, no matter
sure.
how much money I ever make, I am never going to spend any amount of money to be shit on or to shit on somebody.
That's fair.
Okay?
Yeah, agreed.
But if it came to that point, man, how could you not?
Yeah.
So would you really do it for $50,000?
Have somebody shit in my mouth?
Whoa. You said that wrong.
I think 100. I think 100 was...
I said, well, you said
Here's
50.
the thing.
You
Here's the
said
thing.
50. You started with 50. The record will show.
I think 100 grand, I would absolutely do it. Anything under 100 grand, I don't know that I could tell you yes or no unless I'm actually presented with it. So if that's what you're doing...
I'm going to be honest with you right now. I feel like you're fishing for somebody to fucking want to pay you $80,000 to shit in your mouth, bro.
Yeah, you called me out. You saw right through me. Anyways, what do you got? I don't know if we're going to top any of that. I think we are the grossest animals.
Where did we? Yeah.
Number one. Grossest animal.
Quick, I apologize to my sister for
yeah, sorry, Jackie.
throwing her thing out there. This might actually be really bad. This might actually be really bad.
Well, the kids don't listen to it.
Sometimes.
They don't.
That's gross animals. That is a gross animal. But there you go. All right.
I feel like any of the rest of the shit I have written down.
It doesn't matter. You're absolutely
anymore.
right, though. But that's a
matter
valid
anymore.
point. That's a crazy thing that we just went to because we were legit talking about gross animals.
Yeah, I mean, we
The
stayed on
hagfish. That's
we
where it
stayed
started.
on topic.
How did we go from the indefinitely?
It was the pooping. How do we get on the pooping?
I wrote it down. We need to move on.
Oh, you brought up the dogs eating the shit.
That's what it was.
It's your fault.
And I don't even know if it. No, yeah, you're right. It is.
You ever seen the videos of the hippos that shit and they spin their tail while they shit?
Yes, of course. I've seen that. Why
Yeah.
we need to?
I guess
we
it's
need
like
to
a
get,
territory marking thing.
We need to get off the subject.
Of the poop.
I think of the animals altogether.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
It doesn't matter. It is. It's fun.
It's like bot flies, their legs in your flesh. It's nothing compared to shit in your mouth.
Yeah, why do people do that? That's crazy. So this was some. We got it. We're this is it. We're on the diving board. We got to jump off. I don't know what else to say. So this dude was just a millionaire, and he was just like, "This is what this is. This is. I don't.
This
I
is
can
my
do
thing?
anything.
Yes.
Anything I want in the world.
And I want.
So we don't need to talk about it. We don't need to say it again.
Yeah.
It's been said.
Anything I want in the world, and this is what I want.
This is the choice
and
I've
I'm gonna
made.
set up a dedicated space on my property, and I'm gonna have
a ceremony,
multitude of women
to do
that are gonna come and do this. There were questions of, did he make you eat anything specific?
Jake.
No, he didn't.
Anything in the world.
Anything in the world.
He could have.
And
He
that's
could have
what you
said,
want.
"I only want you to eat coconuts for a month."
And they would have done it. I'm sure he paid absurd.
He might have thrown somebody an extra $50 just to do exactly what I said, or the reasons why I wouldn't want to do it for any amount of money, dude. Like, that's
Well, yeah,
crazy.
you know, here's
He
the
could have
thing.
been like, no, I want you to make sure that like this is, How could you get to that point? Do you think it was sexual though? Do you think it was sexual, or do you think he just wanted to feel low? Think about that aspect.
I think
of
it probably. Here's the thing: is I think if that's what the kind of stuff that you're into, I don't know that there is much of a distinction between things that are sexual and things that just satisfy you. Like, I feel like the lines are all so blurred at that
very
point.
blurred.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know that, because that's the thing, is like, if that's what you're into and that's your sexual fetish, I don't really think that it comes down to sexual stuff. I think it is like a weird power thing, and like like your lines are crossed in your head of like what's really sexual is like what turns you on, what makes you, you know what I mean?
Yes,
like,
yeah, that's, I don't understand. I feel
and,
like
and,
that's
and there's no way that in the normal human mind that shit is anywhere near the parts of your brain that process sexual stuff. The lines have to get crossed at some point, and something incorrect has to be happening.
I don't think so, dude. I think that could legitimately be a choice, and it happens once or twice, and you're like, and because it's like, ooh.
Yeah, but it's
I
not,
don't
but it's
think
not,
about it
but
that
it's
way.
not
But
like,
that's,
ooh, it's like,
for us though. For us though. Like,
Yeah.
dude, this is the thing though, is you got to think about it in the aspect, like I said, that woman married a Ferris wheel. So if somebody's into feet, not my thing.
that's different, dude. It's just a part of it's like, dude, I don't know. I feel like I kind of
Some dudes might be like, I know, whatever. I don't know, dude. We need to get off the sexual subject. Why is the first thing all of a sudden you're fucking being weird? You're being
What?
Just kidding.
What did I do?
It's got odd, dude. Oh,
This is what you wanted. I'm here, and we're doing this in person, and this is what I want to talk about. And all you want to do is judge me.
Oh my god, I love it. This was fantastic.
Can't win.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
there's no winning. It's not when we get to a subject like this, dude. It's crazy. I legitimately been talking about trying to think about like talking about a door frame or something. Like, just,
Which you need to put some trim on that back door, by the way.
yeah, absolutely.
What's up with that?
I don't care.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What other weird fetishes can we talk about?
Yeah, right. Weird. Why did it go to weird fetishes?
What
It's
else
supposed
did
to
I
be
have
gross
on this
animals.
list?
Gross.
Oh,
animals.
speaking of, I did have some weird other sexual shit on here, but not about humans.
It went to humans.
Have you seen the videos of the dolphin? There's a video of a dolphin that has a boner, an erection, and it like bit the head off a fish and is like masturbating with the rest of the remainder of the fish's body.
What the hell kind of podcast is this,
It's gross. It's a gross animal.
bro? We shouldn't have done this subject. I had fun. I got to tell you though, this is fun.
It's not over yet.
It's all right. Well,
Did you see the video or not?
That's-
I guess you didn't.
I did not see the video.
Okay.
No, I don't think I would click on that
so
video.
this is the follow-up question.
I don't even with like the most
You
like
didn't-
that
you didn't
is
click
that
on that
is
title?
That's called
You didn't-
clickbait. No, I wouldn't click on
You
that,
didn't
dude.
click
That's
on the
clickbait. So
dolphin-
even
hard
in the
dolphin
part of your
dick?
mind, like, were you hoping that the thing shit on it? You were gonna.
What?
It's like, oh my god, dude, this thing. The dolphin's gonna the dolphin's gonna be doing a headless fish.
But if there's no shit involved, I'm not interested.
I'm not
at all.
interested, but I'm gonna watch it and just check it out. Hopefully there is.
Maybe there's shit and they just didn't mention it in the title.
No, that's crazy, dude. I did not even hear about that.
So the follow-up question to that, because dolphins
The
are like.
So right. So you already.
No, this just popped into my head. It just popped into my head. I swear.
But there's already a follow-up question.
So dolphins are like mega smart, right?
Supposedly.
Right, supposedly, right? So there's probably like some dolphins that like have legit mental illness. Like there's probably psychopath dolphins
Valid.
that want to fuck a fish.
Wow.
I never thought of that before.
You just thought about that just now?
Yeah,
Did you
just
think
now.
about
That
right
there's
now?
probably psychopath dolphins.
That's crazy.
And maybe that was a psychopath dolphin.
It is June 26th, 2018. This is Jake. I'm Joe.
We just cracked it all wide open.
That's crazy. That's a very valid thing to think about.
Right?
Yeah, there could be
if
all
they
different...
are so smart, then there probably are some that don't have the other
twisted.
You know what I mean? Like
don't have the
super
family
complex
effect.
brain. There's got to be some that don't have that one part that doesn't work quite right. The empathy
dolphins,
part.
no, dolphins will breed with anybody too.
Dolphins have tried to like hump humans.
Is there inbreeding with dolphins? You think? Is inbreeding a problem with dolphins, or are they that smart?
Not that I know.
I don't know. I doubt anybody's ever studied something like that. But if you think about it too,
I'm
though,
sure
is there a problem with something like that?
They study dolphin family structures and like friendships and stuff. They're very sophisticated as far as their like the pods. Like they like know each other. They have names and stuff. Like they're pretty socially sophisticated animals as far as they go.
That is pretty wild.
There's got to be psychopath dolphins. And that was probably...
You think they're straight murderous? You think they're straight stupid? Get jacked.
They're probably murderous. I would say they're more likely to be like extra violent or something.
How terrifying is the ocean?
It's
How terrifying
it's
is
so
this
scary.
planet?
I was the other day. We went for a walk and there was a duck, and the duck was like on land for like we walked by it a couple times. It was just sitting there to the point that I thought maybe there's something wrong with it, but. At a certain point, we look and the duck had gone in the water.
Like it had a bad upbringing.
Yeah,
like its
dad
wasn't around.
Yeah, like its dad took off early, and like
That's what sucks, dude. Sometimes, man.
Yeah, I could tell. You could see it in his eyes. The duck was just like, I don't know how to be a man. He's like, I don't know.
I hate to see it.
My definition of men is just from ducks in movies, and I don't know. I can't live up to that, so I'm just disappointing myself all the time. That's what I could see in the duck's eyes. But anyway, so the duck goes out. The duck goes out swimming on the water. And I'm like, yo, that duck for sure does not have a thought of like, there might be sharks everywhere. There might be a shark. There might be a shark. You know what I mean? Like it's in a lake.
It's gotta. Well,
no, it doesn't. It
for sure
doesn't.
It has no thought of it.
If something happens, then it reacts. But it doesn't. The duck doesn't have anxiety about what might happen. You know what I mean? Whereas if I go out in the ocean, I'm floating out in the ocean, nothing's happening. But I'm like, yo, I'm not comfortable right now. I've seen a lot of movies. Like there could be a shark ready to kill me right now, and as I'm having this thought, it could be 15 seconds from happening. You know what I mean? Ducks don't think like that.
Jake, specifically that,
yeah,
I get freaked out right now.
Yeah, and we're not anywhere near the ocean.
I don't even want to think of, like, dude.
I know.
Well, that's, you know what it is,
but
though?
animals
You know what I equate it to? It's like a murder outside the house. Like, what the fuck?
And imagine,
There's somebody
like,
trying to come here and kill us right
imagine, like, think about, like, the type of, the anxiety that it brings you to think about being in the ocean. That was loud sitting here. I can't imagine how loud that sounds to someone's headphones. Anyway, being out in the ocean, like just floating out on the sea, like you went wakeboarding or something, or you just jumped off the boat just to get right back in. That moment, as soon as you hit the water and you get up to the surface and you see how far the boat is away and you're like, okay, I got to get there before something kills me. This was a bad idea. But think about...
don't know what that's like.
Okay. Think about what that might be like.
Because for my entire life, I don't like being in pools. I don't like being right here.
I don't like anything.
I won't go.
I don't like anything because of sharks. I can't enjoy my life because of sharks.
I will go to a 5-foot pool and the water's up to here and I'm freaked out. One time recently, I was getting loosey-goose in the ocean, going up and legitimately floating. Kyle swims underneath me.
You have a legit phobia.
I am completely terrified of the ocean, dude.
So anyway, think about that feeling, right? And then think about like a blue whale.
Oh, it's
whose territory is
all
the water everywhere. All of it. How peaceful that animal its existence must be, where it's just like, ain't nothing fucking with me ever. Nothing's big enough. Nothing's strong enough. I can just go wherever, do whatever. I'm going to die of old age at who knows how old.
All right, but now think about...
I can swim all the way to the bottom of the ocean, all the way to the top of the ocean. Everything's totally fine.
And then that one time that it goes up all the way to the top of the ocean, right, to get a big breath. and a big, huge boat comes and just nicks its tail.
Does that happen?
I'm sure it has happened. So let's just think of this scenario. And then something that massive gets hit by a propeller one time.
It probably doesn't even have the mechanism in its head to like get messed up about it. It's probably like,
Yeah.
oh damn, that hurt.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
in
oh,
the
boat.
wild. But then all that blood that might spread out into the water, and then the shark could come.
Yeah, but the sharks aren't going to eat a live whale.
Things are going to start biting on it. You think they're not going to nip at it? That's how they start eating anything.
They might do, but a blue whale can just dive all the way down to the bottom of the ocean where like other shit can't go, and it's fine. Great white shark is not diving down miles down into the water.
I know nothing about blue whales, but I know that I'm terrified of the ocean.
The ocean's very scary. When I went scuba diving, I legit went down. Like, I got in the water. Before I even went, I was like, I know that I'm going to have serious anxiety about this.
Yeah, you
because
scuba dove.
I know how to scuba dive. And I've swam in the ocean, but I've never scuba dived in the ocean. And I'm on the boat, and I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. People do this all the time. It's fine. You might freak out, but you can't freak out because that's how you die scuba diving. So I have my equipment. I step out into the water, and I'm floating on the top of the water with my equipment on. I got my mask on, my fucking regulator in. And then the dive instructor does the thumbs down, meaning you go down. And you fucking deflate your vest, and you just start to sink, and your fucking vision goes from above the water to below the water.
No. Ugh. You know, that's like,
look,
dude.
And then you look, and it's just blue everywhere.
Bro, no.
And you have a moment of like,
there's no way. I'd lose it.
Then complete calm.
I'd
Because
like to
what happens
experience
is once you're that far in, once you're that
doesn't-
deep into the situation, you have to accept that you've relinquished a certain amount of control to like the universe or whatever.
the planet.
Whatever,
entire
dude.
planet.
Yeah, because now it's like, okay,
That for
now
eons our
now
species.
the surface is way up there.
No,
It's
thank
way up
you.
there.
I'll look at the stars and freak out. I don't need
And
to
if
look at the
something
fucking air.
happens, there's nothing that I can do, so I might as well just enjoy everything that I'm seeing. And I was so enamored and fascinated by all the shit I was looking at. I didn't even, I'm not trying to convince you to do
Good.
it. Trust me.
Because I felt like you were.
No, I would never.
Love the idea.
Yeah.
I would rather legitimately hallucinate on some of the hardest drugs ever on the planet and freak out and then wake up and be on land. I do not like water.
I don't blame you. But anyway, so I did it, and it was amazing.
Did you purposely wear a blue shirt to tell me this?
You have a blue shirt on too, asshole. 2 of them actually.
I have all colored blues.
I like that shirt, by the way.
It's a nice shirt, right?
Yeah, I would wear that shirt if it were half as much material involved in making it.
Oh my god, this shirt would be so huge on you. Forget how much smaller you are than me.
Yeah. It's actually probably very evident more than it ever was before on the on the
Yeah, right.
video. We probably looked like we might be the same size.
Yeah.
I don't have any more gross
I don't have anything else either.
animal
I dropped my
stuff.
pen.
Like I said, we set the bar pretty high with the John McAfee thing. And all the other stuff around
Why
that.
would you bring up the name again? Like, I don't even the whole subject of what we were doing. I don't know why you said this because now I have a name I need to search, and I'm not gonna forget.
You don't
it.
have to search. There's a documentary on Netflix. It's called Gringo, I think.
Is this where you heard about all this?
No, I heard about it on a podcast that I listened to called Your Mom's House. And they talk about it probably every other episode. They talk about John McAfee.
Tom Segura. That's Tom Segura.
Tom Segura and Christina P.
Christina P.
Yep. And
Pajinski?
it's just Christina P now.
It's
Christina
Pajinski.
P now because she's tired of... She
the
gave
Pajinski?
up. Pajitsky.
Pajitsky.
Mm-hmm.
See,
She's
you probably
Hungarian.
just fucked it up and just taught me the wrong way to say
No,
it.
it's legit the right way. But she just does Christina P now because she gave up on people trying to pronounce it right. But yeah,
Can't
they
say I
bring up
believe her.
him and his poop thing.
They bring up him.
Probably every other episode.
and it's every-
They legit. I mean, honestly, poop is like
Pretty mainstream
arguable.
nowadays.
Poop is arguably the theme of their podcasts. I'm not even joking. Like you could say that that's the through line in their podcast is poop and things about poop and farts. not even joking.
Legit.
Their podcast is all about like being silly and ridiculous, and a lot of that happens to involve poop and farts and burps. And
That's what makes it fun, though. That's so real.
they're
dude.
so silly, dude.
They're
It's
so
the
real.
best.
That's so
It's the
real,
best.
dude. That's yeah. But you know what? Dude? There's so many people out there that wouldn't be like, ew.
Ew, it's gross.
That's
so
gross.
immature. Oh my god. But yeah, I love it. I love it because they're so like unashamed. Of
Well, there's no reason
of
to
what they
be,
want.
dude. Because it's the thing, man. Is you
No.
know what? We are a part of a species of people
That
who
poops.
like to
We poop.
make custom hammock poop catching fucking things. Dude.
Yeah, you know what? He ain't the only one.
He's probably
By a
not. Dude.
lot.
He might have started something.
Dude, there was probably.
What if he
I
started
guarantee
something
you, there were at least 100 people
on the
who
planet
heard, who just listened to the podcast
that said, "Fuck it."
that were like, "Yo, I wish I could do that." And that's just people who listen to the podcast.
No, and you really think 100 people?
Sure.
100 people. I don't think 100 people that listened to the podcast. It's a bet we
And
can't.
what do
It's
you,
a bet we
and-
can't.
yeah,
win.
and what are you basing this assumption off of?
I'm going to base this assumption off of how many people are on the planet, how many people have access to a regular scheduled podcast, and that choose to pick and listen to that specific podcast.
Okay,
and have
so
that
if they
feeling.
have
Because if
they
that's
have
the case,
200,000 listeners,
We're going to get like 50% of the people that hear this one are going to be like,
exactly.
That's-
5 of the 10 people that
5 of
listen to
the
this
10 people that
podcast
listen to this
have a
podcast,
shit
like-
fetish.
I want some Duke in and around my mouth.
And one of those 5 people is already doing it.
That's what makes you realize that how many psychopaths you pass on a regular basis.
That's
I think about that. Like
That's
on the
my
highway.
point. That's
How many
my
people
point.
alone do you think you pass
On the highway.
on a 45-minute ride
On the
with
highway.
a 1 mile radius around just your car? 1 mile,
Yeah.
mile circle everywhere you go. How many people do you think you are within 1 mile to?
In a 45-minute time span, driving on the highway,
Driving on the highway.
100,000.
I would think way more than that. I would think.
Well, what is
think.
the population of Waterbury? Is like 350.
Yeah, that's big, dude. If you're on 84, and
No,
you're
is
going
it? No,
through
it's like
Waterbury-
150,000 people.
150,000 people. That's a fucking lot of people.
I know. Yeah.
So 1 mile off 84, you're gonna hit a third of them.
Well, you're driving for 45 minutes at 60 miles an hour. It's probably like 200,000 people. Anyway, there's no way to know.
Yeah, there is no way. to know.
But my whole basis on saying that 100 people that listen to it probably also share that fetish is because everybody's fucking crazy.
Everybody's fucking crazy. They are.
Everybody's crazy, dude. Everybody's
In
crazy.
some way or another.
Let me ask you a
everybody's
question, Joe. Do you have any idea what my fetishes might be?
crazy. No.
Nope.
No idea. No, my God, I can't even.
You don't know, do you?
I have no idea.
Not a clue.
Not a clue. Not a clue. How funny is
Wait,
that?
you might have a clue. and that's the show.
And that's the show,
That's the
ladies and
show.
gentlemen. Oh my God,
We're gonna
you
go play some Grand
nobody
Theft Auto.
knows anybody.
Just
First
when you
live
think
one.
you
This
know
was awesome.
somebody.
This is why I've had this guy pointing this gun at you the entire time.
He's pointed over here.
Well, guess he would have missed.
He would have missed. Might
I
have got my
have
hand.
to finish the job. That's the reason
Cool.
I've had the pen in my hand the whole time.
Well, this has been super serial, gross as fuck episode, and we will. You know what? Nobody's ever gonna listen to this again. So I was gonna say we'll catch you next time, but we probably won't. Good night.